Hello and welcome to another episode of the Crimson Podcast. I'm your host, Jack Martin, joined by Cameron Bong, and a very special guest today. We have the captain of the girls' tennis team here at BHS, Liz Chen. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How about you guys?
We're doing great. Ready to get this episode started.
Yep.
So you guys just came off a fresh win in states over Harrison. As much as tennis is an individual sport, it's like one-on-one with singles especially. How important is the team aspect of it, would you say?
Well, I think the team aspect's actually more important than the individual, because even though when you think of tennis, you think of an individual sport. Even after we finished like our own matches, we would always go cheer others on, and there's a lot of team spirit that happens. Like we do a lot of team bonding, so I definitely think it's very important.
So coming off a straight set win against Harrison in the opening round of states tournament, what was that like, and how important was the team's victory to you?
Well, I think it definitely boosts the confidence of the team by a lot, especially coming off of this year. We got moved up by a division, so we're playing a lot more difficult schools. And I think even though we don't have the best record right now, just winning that first round of states really gives us a confidence boost. And especially for me, too, I think it gives me more hope and more motivation to play better in the season.
So you're the the first singles. So how do you handle the pressure of your match? Because obviously it's like a pretty important match. Basically, the best person gets the best person, if I'm understanding correctly.
Yeah.
So how do you handle that pressure?
Well, I think this comes with experience, too, because I've been first singles since freshman year. But I think just focusing on my match and my own playing is very important, and not thinking about the pressure too much, because that often gets in your head. And I think tennis, especially being an individual sport, it's 75% mental and 25% physical. So the mental aspect is definitely very important in the game. And so I think being able to just keep calm and make sure that I'm doing my best in my game, even if I don't win, just having that determination and showing that I'm willing to fight and do my best to try to win that game is very important.
And so, included in the states win, how do you think your team's skill has progressed over the season?
There's definitely a lot of improvement, especially because this year we have a lot of new players. Like we have a lot of freshmen on the team, especially for our doubles. And I think it's very important that we're training in practice, like we're working on the skills that we find that we have some, I guess that's causing disadvantages in our matches. And since preseason, I guess everybody comes in kind of a bit new, unless you play like all-around tennis, like all year. But I think definitely we've gotten more consistent, and the game mindset has changed, especially for doubles. They're learning double strategies a lot better. They're poaching a lot, and they're handling the game a lot better.
Yeah, so you kind of mentioned some people don't play tennis all year round and are coming in. As captain, what are your responsibilities? How do you view what being captain means in girls tennis?
So I think, and going back to how it's kind of an individual sport, I think it's kind of a more unique role. I think as captain, before preseason this year, I did captain's practices, and just trying to help these players improve their skill and kind of get into the mindset of match playing. And I think as captain, my goal is to, first of all, make this season very fun for everyone. So I do a lot of team bonding, like we did Secret Psych this year, and we do trips after matches, and we go to restaurants and stuff. It's really fun. And also to make sure that everybody has a good mentality when playing, and making sure that we have that team spirit, and we always work together really well as a team. Yep.
So, as you said before, the varsity team is completely spread out across all grade levels, including freshmen and sophomores and doubles. What's that dynamic like, and how important is it to bond as a team with like the restaurants and the captain's practices?
I think, like I said, that's probably the most important part of being part of this team. We do. Well, I think it's because especially tennis is an individual sport. During preseason, we play challenge matches instead of like having, I guess, like a team collective evaluation. Like we play directly against each other. So I think being able to build those relationships with our teammates beforehand and not getting those like competitive parts into like our relationships is very important. And I think it's also very good that we have like preseason and it's like before school because you get to like meet these girls before you go into school, and you build a lot of good friendships during tennis.
And would you say that like maintaining those friendships, even throughout the challenge matches, is like difficult at all, or is it just you guys have a lot of fun together, so it's just not as difficult?
Well, I think it depends on the individual, but I think overall we're very like chill with each other, like and like our vibe during practice is very fun. Like everybody's having a lot of fun. We do a lot of like games after like doing serious practices and stuff like that. So yeah, I don't think it's gonna get in the way of our like relationship. And like outside of tennis too, we're also very good friends with each other. Like we talk if we see each other in the hallway, like we say hi and stuff like that. And we have like good conversations, and yeah.
So you talk about all those experiences with your teammates, both in tennis while playing and out of tennis. What's your favorite memory from the team? Could be from freshman year all the way to senior year. What are your thoughts?
That's a tough question because I think there's definitely a lot of good memories. I think I think one thing that was very memorable was when we all went to state championships together, especially because on the bus we were like very pumped up, and we're going to like states and playing like all the good teams from around the state, and it's like basically 4 schools, and then you play semis, and then you play finals. And being able to go to that tournament means a lot because it's showing how we're like one of the best in the state, and it really boosted our confidence. And we got there, we had a lot of fun, we played our matches, and but we really had a good time together. And I think just a general memory that's really good is we always go to Chick-fil-A after we play some of our matches, and that's always really fun. Like we order food, we eat, we talk together. It doesn't have to be about tennis, but we always have a really great time like doing all these team bonding activities.
Very nice. All right, we're going to head into a new segment. It's going to be called the Crimson Crew Rapid Fire Questions. So we have 10 questions we're going to be asking Liz. So start us off. Favorite tennis player of all time?
Roger Federer.
Nice.
Okay, that's a classic.
Yeah,
it's also
it
my
is.
favorite tennis player.
Oh, okay, nice.
What's your favorite food?
I'll say fried chicken.
Nice. All right, favorite hobby outside of tennis?
I'll say listening to music.
Nice.
Who's your favorite artist?
Artist. Like artist as in like song or like.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll say Benson Boone.
Nice. Okay. You like the flip
Yeah.
during the Grammys? That was nice.
Yeah.
If you could have a superpower, what would it be and why?
I think it'd be being invisible, because then I could just kind of, I'm like more of like an introvert, so it's nice to just be able to, just go, be gone, just like being able to just disappear anywhere. I think that'd be fun.
Nice.
And what is your what part of your tennis game is like your best? Like what's your like specialty, would you say?
Oh, I think it's probably honestly my strategy. So like what I do is like during warm-ups, we have a 10-minute warm-up before we actually start the match. I would kind of test around shots with my opponent and see what their like strengths or weaknesses are, and I would kind of develop a strategy based on that. So I think that's my strength.
So you're very much more technical than like physical, would you say?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Like technical wise, like I'm very like on and off, and I think that's good. That goes for like all players. But I think my strategy and my mentality is what sets me apart.
Nice. All right, we got a bit of a broad question here, but if you could pick one part about BHS that's your favorite, what would it be?
Ooh, I think tennis would be an obvious answer, but I think if I had to say something other than that, it'd be the amount of involvement that you can get in this school, like being able to be part of like sports, being able to be a part of like a bunch of clubs and meeting a lot of new people. I think that's a really great aspect of being part of BHS.
Yeah, and at BHS it's easy to create clubs, so even if there isn't a club that you really want to join, you can always gather some of your friends and just create one.
Yeah.
What's your dream college?
Right now it's UPenn. I think it's just because they have a really great program. Obviously, it's, UPenn. It's a really great school, really great academics. And, I really like kind of like the urban environment of it and just the vibe of the school. Yeah.
Nice. Do you have a favorite subject, something you maybe want to major in, or just a favorite subject in general?
Favorite subject is probably physics. And if you're talking about major, I'm thinking of like engineering. So that kind of matches with like the physics part of it. Yeah.
Nice.
And for our final question, if you could pick anyone who, like, dead or alive, would you choose to have dinner with? Like, anyone?
I think, I choose Roger Federer.
Roger Federer, nice.
Yeah, just because I think talking with him and seeing all his like point of views during matches, being able to also talk to my favorite sports player, not just tennis player, would be really cool. Yeah.
I like the tennis theme.
Yeah.
All right, that'll about do it for this episode of the Crimson Podcast. I've been your host, Jack Martin, joined by Cameron Bong. And very special thank you to tennis captain Liz Chen.
All right. Thank you to you guys.
See you
Thank you for
later
stopping
next
by.
time.